You're watching Planet Africa Television. The Crossover Mentorship Initiative is a 14-week program that was run in partnership with Planet Africa and Covenant Chapel of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. The vision of this program is to help young people lead healthy lifestyles and become responsible citizens.
It's going to be a life-changing experience because in life I've learned that it's nice to learn certain things from some others. When you learn those things, it ensures that you don't repeat the mistakes that others they make. You know, so that's one of the things that we are trying to get into the youth.
Okay, so you've got to have some pretty fundamental skills. But if you can manage a budget, you know, if you can afford to eat, whatever, it's the same skill. All right, it doesn't mean you have to go out and take an accounting degree. It can help, but it's good practical money management skills that are more important than anything. You've got to have a commitment to executing on your plan. One of the reasons you want to have a commitment is because when you have a bad day, Josephine, you were saying that you were worried about that. You know, what happens if you have a bad day? If you're not committed, you're going to quit. But if you're really committed, you're going to change the logo on the shirt and see if that other thing sells till eventually you find the thing that's going to make you your million. And that's what that commitment is. So commitment doesn't mean you don't have bad days. Commitment means you stick with it even if you do have a bad day. Okay? And you've got to be committed to learning. I have to say that business owners, of all the people that I know, are probably the most into learning. And I don't mean school, but try it one way, try it another way. Which way works best? Good, we'll do more of that. Try something else, try something after that. Ask a question, who's doing what? What are the trends? That is learning. And anybody who's going to run a successful business is going to be somebody who's going to be learning all the time. And the people who start businesses that we see out there as extremely successful don't start necessarily with lots of money and, you know, fancy business degrees. That often it's just an idea. It's something that they know people are buying and that they follow through on and make it happen.
It's like knowing that there's people here to help you and you're not alone. It really offers a lot when you're like, okay, well, you're confused about what you want to do and you know that there's somebody here to like influence your idea. So it helps a lot. Like the academic, even I'm like, you know, I like English, but math for me is something that I don't enjoy doing. So knowing that people can't help me with that, it helps.
I think that we have a responsibility as parents, and we have a responsibility as community to ensure that that as parents we do what parents ought to do, and that is to make sure we look after our children, that we know where our children are, that they're not exposed to a whole lot of negative things, and we ensure that we build their self-esteem. Oftentimes we throw a lot of negative things towards our children, and at the same time we expect them to show a side of whatever when we damage them by the way in which we behave, or the way in which we correct them, or the way in which we present models to them. In terms of the community, I have said time and time again, I think that our religious leaders are failing us. The kind of messages that they give and the lack of understanding of what is necessary for young people. I think that that in terms of leadership, we are too individualistic. We are too focused on our specific goals and not on community goals. I think if you put one thing out on the table, you will find that you will have 50 different opinions instead of saying what is the one thing that we can all rally about. And as said the other day in a joking fashion, that our community is almost like firefighters. We hear there's a fire, we pick up the hose, we run, we put the fire out, we drop the hose. We don't stop and ask, did we need more water? Did we need a bigger hose? Did we use the right route to get to the fire? If it were to happen again, what else do we need? Could we plan and predict and prepare ourselves? So there are certain things that we as a community don't do.
The best thing we can do for our young people is to be good examples and mentor them. The Crossover Initiative helped many people in the community to provide mentorship.
If you're really very committed to being whatever it is you want, you just have to work at it. A lot of hard work. No matter how easy the career, it can be a carpenter, to be the best one, you have to work at it. So the bottom line is, different things will influence your different decisions as you go. But finding the balance is finding how much time you need to do the subject that you're not strong in to get to the career that you need. Again, the balance is also enjoying life. You have to not just be driven to study. You have to have a good balance. Good balance means you have good friends, you enjoy going out. At the same time, you help at home, your parents.
I have 3 children myself, a 22-year-old daughter, a 20-year-old son, and an 18-year-old daughter. And I always say to my son, you keep that pants at your waist. I'm not sure what the deal is with this pants and the lower on the hip and underwear and all that showing, but it's not a good look. And it's certainly, again, perception is everything. Whether that's fair or not, it's a reality. So definitely you want to keep your pants where it's meant to be worn, at the waist, and just pull yourself together, because again, when you walk around a certain way, you could be brilliant, but you walk around a certain way and people see you and they think, oh my goodness, they think the person's a thug, or that they're, trouble, here comes trouble. So just be aware of how people perceive you, not just maybe people you're working with, but also the law, everything. So you want to be aware of that. And for our young ladies, we have a variety of different style, and everybody needs to be true to who they are. However, besides from the fact that of our clothes fitting us well, when you're wearing a skirt, you want to make sure that it's the appropriate length.
I believe that my calling in life is to alleviate the burden of leadership. Simply put, to help leaders lead better. But I found that whatever issue or whatever success a leader would have later on in life usually starts at this stage or even earlier. Because there's some basic foundations, basic principles that if you don't have it as a leader, there's no way you're going to succeed in the future. But all that is going to change, because our understanding of what leadership is will determine what we do with it. Now, just to start off, leadership is a personal attribute. It has nothing to do with you running a department, running an organization, running a company, running anything. It's innate, it's personal, such that it's either you have the capacity to exhibit that attribute or you don't.
Well, I wanted to be a surgeon, but then I know I have what it takes, but I really, really love acting, and I love drama and theater. And this program has helped me because they gave us sheets to do, and you kind of find yourself in it.
I've had tremendous mentors in my life, and I would walk up to people, and I would say, "Would you mentor me?" Who did I walk up and ask to mentor me? Charlie Coffey, the Executive Vice President of Royal Bank and an Order of Canada winner. When I was a young professor and I didn't know what to do, I walked up to him and I said, "Sir, would you please mentor me?" And he looked at me and he said, "Meet me at 7 o'clock in the morning at the Royal York Hotel." 7 o'clock in the morning? I learned more from him in a 2-hour conversation that I would learn in 2 years at school. The second thing is knowledge. You have to learning. It's about, I had addiction issues, but when I got over those, I rechanneled my addiction into learning. I became addicted to learning. I would watch A&E, I would watch the Learning Channel, I would watch anything that I could learn from and everything. Nothing was off limits. CBC, News World, I became a news junkie. Anything where I could learn about my world, I learned. But most importantly, the foundation was belief. I say, you have to have belief. I didn't have hope, and a lot of our young people today, you know, they don't have hope. You look in their eyes, and there's no hope. And where does hope come from? Hope comes from God.
Learn from the experts, people that have been there. Patricia and Moses, I look up to them a lot. I ask them a lot of questions, and you know, I think it's good to have a mentor.
I like sports and math, science, but I want to become a pilot, so I have to do a lot of math, geometry, understanding how planes work and engines and yeah.
And life is all about what we invest. Mrs. Chambers just spoke with us. She made some investment in life. As you are here, one of the things you are investing is time. Because when I was younger, we learned something in economics called opportunity cost. There's something called opportunity cost, alternative foregone. You know, the opportunity cost of your being here is the alternative of doing other things that you decided that you're not going to do. Benjamin Franklin said, empty the coins of your purse into your mind, and your mind will fill your purse with coins. Empty the coins of your purse into your mind. You know, that is about investment.
So it is not my environment, it is I, the quality of my mind, the integrity of my soul, and the determination of my will that will guide my future and shape my life. He who starts behind in the great race of life must forever remain behind or run faster than the man in front. I am what I aspire to be, not what I now am. I am what I do with my mind. I am what I do with my youth. Whatever I touch, my aim should always be to leave that which I touched better than I found it. So I wish you all success in whatever you choose to do in life. Thank you.
That's all for the program. Investment in our youth is the best down payment for a better future. Programs like the Crossover Mentorship Initiative helps young people learn lessons that will last them a lifetime. If you'd like to become a mentor or protege, please visit our website at planetafrica.net. I am Patricia Baby Amawa. See you next time. Kwaheri.